Hello everyone, my name is Lucky Chedupali, and today we're going to be going over some SAT math practice problems in the No Calculator section. Okay, so for our first problem we have, in the figure above, RT equals TU. What is the value of X? And our options are A, 72, B, 66, C, 64, and D, 58. First, let's mark what we know. So we know that RT equals TU. Okay, so from this information, we know that triangle RTU is an isosceles triangle, as two of the sides are the same. Also, if you were thinking maybe this is an equilateral triangle, it can't be, because if RTU were equilateral, this angle could not be obtuse. It would not be 114. Instead, each angle would be 60 degrees. So I'm just going to mark this down. Triangle RTU is isosceles. And here they have a base. The base is RU. From this we know that angle TRU is congruent to angle TUR. So since we know these angles are congruent, we can just mark them off, and let's use a variable, say y degrees, for both of these angles. Now we know, according to the triangle sum theorem, the three angles of a triangle should equal 180. So we have our first angle, T, is 114. So 114 degrees plus our 2y for our two congruent angles equals 180 degrees. So we subtract 114 on both sides, and we would have 2y equals 66 degrees. Therefore, y is 33 degrees. Now we can replace these angle measures with the actual number, so 33 degrees and 33 degrees. Also notice how triangle SUV is also using the angle U, so we can use the triangle sum theorem to find triangle SUV as well. So let's write this out as, let's say this angle right here is W, and we can say W plus 33 degrees plus 31 degrees equals 180 degrees. So subtract 33 and 31 from both sides, and we would have W equals 116 degrees. And now we can use the exterior angle theorem, and since we know that a line is 180 degrees, and let me clear this a little. A line is 180 degrees, and we know that this angle right here, W, is 116 degrees. So this should be 180 degrees minus 116 degrees. And we would get 164 degrees. So X equals 64 degrees, and that's our answer. And if we look at the options, that is option C. So yes, X equals 64 degrees. Okay, so for our next problem, we see which of the following expressions is equivalent to f of x over g of x for x is greater than 3. And the above equations are expressions we've gotten our f of x equals x cubed minus 9x and g of x equals x squared minus 2x minus 3. And our options are A, 1 over x plus 1, B, x plus 3 over x plus 1, C, x times x minus 3 over x plus 1, and D, x times x plus 3 over x plus 1. So, the problem wants us to find f of x over g of x. So first let's write that out. F of x is x cubed minus 9x, and g of x we're given is x squared minus 2x minus 3. So the most simplest way to do this would be to factor first and then solve. First of all, we're going to have to factor x cubed minus 9x, the numerator. So we can factor that into x times x plus 3 times x minus 3. This, in fact, is equivalent to x cubed minus 9x because we multiplied out, and we know that x plus 3 times x minus 3 would just be x squared minus 9. So, if we add the x to the outside, we would be multiplying x squared minus 9 by x, so we would have x cubed minus 9x. So now let's factor out the denominator. So our denominator is x squared minus 2x minus 3. And how we factor this out would be x plus 1 times x minus 3. So we know this is accurate because negative 3 times 1 is negative 3, and negative 3 plus 1 would be negative 2, which makes the 2x factor. So we know this, we factored it correctly. And the next step we do is we notice that x minus 3 and x minus 3 is both in the numerator and the denominator, so we can cancel those out, and let's rewrite this. We would have x times x plus 3 over x plus 1. And I would say this is the most simplified way, so let's look at our answer options, and choice B is the same answer as ours. So once again, the answer is x times x plus 3 over x plus 1. So for the next problem, we're given a graph, and the question is asking which of the following could be the equation of the graph above. We have A, y equals x times x minus 2 times x plus 3, B, y equals x squared times x minus 2 times x plus 3, C, y equals x times x plus 2 times x minus 3, and D, y equals x squared times x plus 2 times x minus 3. So first of all, what we do is look for the roots of this graph, and we notice that there are roots at negative 3, 0, and 2. So from this we know the factors of f would be x plus 3, because if x plus 3 were 0, x would be negative 3. We have x plus 3, just x for the 0 value, as well as x minus 2, because if x minus 2 is 0, then x would be positive 2. So let's check our answer options, and we can see that A and B both have the x plus 3, x minus 2, and x, so we can just cross out the C and D options. However, in option A, x is raised to the first power, and in B, x is raised to the second power. But we see that the graph only touches but doesn't cross the x-axis at x equals 0. This would mean that x is raised to an even power. If it were to cross the x-axis, that means x was raised to an odd power. So A would be a third-degree polynomial, while B would be a fourth-degree polynomial. And we also see that the y-coordinates of points on the graph become greater and more positive as the x is becoming large and negative, which doesn't happen with the third-degree polynomial, but it does with the fourth degree. Therefore, our answer is option B, y equals x squared, x minus 2, times x plus 3, which is option B. Thank you for watching my video about solving SAT math practice problems in the No Calculator section. Have a great day. Bye.